Today I wanted to make a quick video about bullet molds. There's quite a few different options out there, and I wanted to just cover a few basics to help you decide what's right for you. The first thing I want to talk about is lubrication. All cast bullets need a lubricant of some kind. On the left you can see an example of a bullet that has a traditional wax-based lube in a lube groove. The one in the middle, you can see the lube grooves are smaller. That is designed for tumble lubing in something like Lee Liquid Alox or 4040 4510. On the right, you can see an example of a powder-coated bullet. Powder coating and high-tech coating are both gaining popularity these days. That particular bullet has a lube groove, but mold makers are also making them without a lube groove. Another design feature to mention is a gas check shank. That's what we call that reduced diameter area on the base of the bullet that's designed to accept a gas check, which is a copper or sometimes aluminum cup that crimps onto the base of the bullet. They're mostly used for high velocity bullets like rifles and some high powered pistol bullets like Magnum pistol rounds. Now let's talk about molds. To start with, I have an example of a single cavity ideal iron mold. Iron is a great mold material. It holds up well, it holds heat really well, but extra care has to be taken to prevent rust. Next up, we have an example of a Lee 2-cavity mold. These molds are great if you want to get into casting cheaply. They really are a minimal investment. I think they're right around 25 or 30 bucks. And the other benefit of these is they do come with the handles attached. Every other mold maker that I'm aware of does not include handles with the mold blocks. You have to order those separately. Aluminum is great. It casts very well. You do have to be a little bit more ginger with these. Aluminum being softer can be damaged, especially on the top. If there's a burr on the underside of the sprue plate, this here, it can mar the top surface of the mold blocks pretty easily, so be mindful of that. Now we're going to take a look at one of my favorite molds. This is a 4-cavity brass mold by MP Molds. It has pins that create hollow point cavities. I have the round, shallower pins in now, but it came with pins to create a pentagonal hollow point and also pins to create a flat point with no hollow point. The brass really performs great. Not much to say about it other than that they are a little bit more pricey, so I don't recommend buying something like this if you're just wanting to try casting and you don't know if you're going to stick to it. Now the last mold I want to show you today is a Lee 6-cavity, what they call their commercial series. They really crank out bullets fast when you're pouring 6 at a time. They are built a little bit heavier duty than the 2-cavity Lee molds, but they are made of aluminum. So again, you got to be wary of burrs or rough handling. Really, you don't want to mistreat any of your tools, but the aluminum blocks do require a little bit more tender care. The neat thing about these, I want to show you real quick, is the way the sprue plate operates. Rather than having something that you hit with a mallet like this part here to cut the sprue off, this one has a handle and a cam. You just pull the handle and it cams over, and it's hinged on the opposite end, and then you can open and drop your bullets. So it really makes for a nice quiet casting session. Anyway, that's just some basic info about bullet molds. I hope that you found this information helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.